Hey everyone, and welcome to a new baking series on my channel. The new baking series is going to be called Should You Try It? Should You Try It is going to consist of me making things for the first time. Things that are store-bought items and things I have never made before, like bread. There is also going to be a ranking system. The ranking system is going to be based on difficulty, the look, and taste. Ranking each category on a scale from 1 to 10. Difficulty, making it as in how long does it take to make, how many steps there are, and how many ingredients there are to use. The look, comparing the two differences between each one of them. Taste, to see which one has the better taste. The super processed store-bought item or the wonderfully homemade version. At the end of the video, overall, I'll be giving the big question, should you try it? And I'll simply just say yes or no. See if it is actually worth making the homemade item or just stick with the store-bought item. As you can tell from the title of this video, I will be making the homemade version of the cosmic brownies. Now, when I was younger, we did have these a lot and I have not had them in a very long time. So I don't actually remember what these really taste like. So we'll see if these will still hold up versus the homemade version. So let's get on to the ingredients that you will need, and I'll leave every measurement and ingredient, the whole recipe, down in the description below if you want to also make these at home after this video. First, you'll need a large mixing bowl and a baking spatula. Then you'll need unsalted butter, granulated sugar, and light brown sugar packed. So when it's packed, that means it can look like a sandcastle. 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk, unsweetened baking cocoa, sifted, flour, cornstarch, and salt, vanilla extract and corn syrup, semi-sweet chocolate chips, rainbow sprinkles that kind of resemble the little sprinkles on the cosmic brownies, a baking pan with parchment paper and baking spray, and last but not least, heavy whipping cream. For this recipe, I've never made this before, so this is all new to me, but I have made like normal brownies many times. So this should be interesting. Take your baking spray, just spray the whole pan with the parchment paper still in there, and make sure to really get it greased. Cooking spray in there, just take a paper towel, which this is what I do, just spread it all around. Now that it's all greased, you can set that aside and then preheat your oven for 350. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your butter in your mixing bowl and put it in the microwave for 90 seconds. Now that you've got your butter all melted, next you're going to stir your granulated sugar and your brown sugar and your baking cocoa all in here. And now you just stir until it's all combined. Now that it's all mixed in, now it's time to add your eggs, vanilla extract, and corn syrup. After adding your vanilla, eggs, and corn syrup, you're going to mix it until it's very well combined. Next you're going to do is add in your flour, cornstarch, and salt, and stir it until it's just combined. Once you're done mixing in the dry ingredients, you're going to take your pan and you put the batter in the pan. You're going to spread it evenly in the pan. Once you're done spreading it evenly in the pan, you put it in the oven for 25 minutes. So after you're done baking your brownies, let it cool down completely so that way they don't feel warm or hot before you actually do the ganache part on top. For this, what you'll need are semi-sweet chocolate chips, the heavy whipping cream, the rainbow sprinkles, and a microwave-safe bowl. So you're going to take your heavy whipping cream and pour into the bowl. And after you're done putting it in the bowl, you put it in the microwave for 1 minute. Heavy whipping cream's in the microwave. Waiting 1 minute for it to be done. Now that you have heated up your heavy whipping cream, you're going to take your chocolate chips and pour them in there and let it sit for 3 minutes. Now that you've let it sit for 3 minutes, you're going to stir it until it's nice and smooth. So in this kind of situation, you don't want to stir it fast, otherwise it will spit all over you. Just to let you all know, I've never made ganache before, so this is my first time. We'll see how it actually turns out, because you can mess up ganache pretty easily. More towards the end, I'm realizing you have to stir quicker now, so And get it really nice and smooth so that there's no chunks in it. I just made ganache. Oh, my finger. Oh, I just made ganache. Look at that. That's like nice and smooth and shiny. Wow, that's nice. Ooh. You're going to take your brownies and you're just going to take the ganache and pour it all over it. Spread it evenly like you did with the brownie batter. After you have spread the ganache over the brownies evenly, nice and smooth, you're going to take your sprinkles and sprinkle them all around as much as you want or as little as you want. But based on the Cosmic Brownies, they don't have too much on them. The ones that look the best like the Cosmic Brownies would probably be round circle ones right here, or even the star ones. So I'm going to do a little bit of both. There, and it's all done. And now all you have to do is put this in the fridge for an hour to 2 hours, or until the ganache has set and it's nice and firm. Into the fridge we go. It's actually the next day right now, and I left this in overnight in the fridge, and I left it out for 30 minutes so that way it wasn't completely solid. Now all you have to do is just cut it into squares. What I'm using is a butter knife, but it's a pretty good butter knife to use for cutting brownies. To where to put the brownies after, I just have these small plates. Well, now that I have all of them cut, some of them are a little bit bigger than others, but that's okay. So now all I have to do is plate it. But before I actually plate it, it's time to take out the super processed store-bought brownies. Well, these are definitely a lot smaller than I remember them being. Oh, whoa, whoa, that's weird. Wait a minute. It smells like hot chocolate mix instead of actual just chocolate. So now that I have plated both of them, I'll be trying the store-bought version first and then the homemade version. So that way I can get a taste for the store-bought version first and seeing if the homemade actually is better than the store-bought. Now, on to the homemade version. Okay. Okay, those sprinkles though. It's very interesting. Let's move on to the rankings now. For the ranking system, I'm just going to be focusing on the homemade thing, not the store-bought. That's the whole point of the video. It's the homemade version is the main focus. First, difficulty. Basically, making it, how long it takes to make it, and how many ingredients you need to make it. It does take some time to measure out the ingredients, but once you actually have your ingredients all measured out and you're already ready and set to make it, it's pretty dang easy to make the batter. And including making the ganache, it's actually very, very simple and easy. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, the difficulty would probably be at least a 4 to 5. Now moving on to 2, the look. Obviously the differences between the looks of them are very different. The store-bought version is very condensed. The ganache on top is definitely a lot thinner. The homemade version, both the brownie and the ganache, definitely thicker than this. So just by putting it side by side, you can definitely tell it's double the size. As far as like the look, they do look pretty similar, but also very, very different at the same time. So I think on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 7. It doesn't look completely different. That's why I'm saying a 7. And now for taste. Both of them are very different in taste, actually. The store-bought version is definitely more of a chocolate cake taste than an actual fudgy brownie kind of taste to me. And the homemade version, I think the ganache over it is a little too bitter. It just overpowers the brownie a little bit too much. If you mixed like a little bit of the milk chocolate with the semi-sweet, then it might have been a much better taste, because you can't really get a taste for the brownie because they're so different, and the ganache on the homemade is overpowering the brownie a bit too much. I'm just going to try the brownie by itself, so I have a little piece of it here. The brownie of the homemade version Definitely has more of a brownie, fudgy kind of taste that you want in a brownie. On the taste scale, the homemade version taste compared to the store-bought, it's not that close, so I would probably say at least a 8, 8.5. So I think, should you try this? Should you try the homemade version? I don't think you have to, so I guess that's a no. Unless if you just want the brownie part of the homemade version, maybe try to make the ganache half semi-sweet and half milk chocolate. So that way the semi-sweet and milk chocolate will kind of balance each other out, make it less bitter tasting. Overall, it probably is not worth it. Again, should you try it? No. If you want to try this, you can. Was it fun making it? Yes, it was. So anyway, let me know in the comments down below if you have any tips for me to try to make this better, or if you thought I did an okay job. That way I would know how to improve it or just keep it how it is. I would really appreciate your feedback on this, please. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, if you want to see more videos from me, all different types of videos, challenge videos, more baking videos, book videos, reaction videos, and coming soon, arts and crafts videos, then please subscribe to my channel and like this video if you did enjoy it. Well, I hope you all have an amazing day. I love you all so much, and look out for my next video, which will be coming out next Friday. Bye everyone!